Hello, hello. It looks like everything runs smoothly today and we are live. Good afternoon, beautiful women. So let me ask you something. Have you noticed that your body is changing, but not the way it used to? Your weight may not have changed dramatically, but your shape has. Things have moved. Clothes might feel tighter around the waist. Your stomach feels softer. Sometimes it can feel harder as well. And no matter what you do, it doesn't seem to shift the way it used to. And the thought is usually, what am I doing wrong? I hear this all the time. Sorry, I've just tried something new to remind people, and so I've just got a notification saying that the countdown's on. Okay, no, I don't know what to do with that. Don't worry, ignore that one. All right. So, ladies, if that's been your experience, that weight changed, what was here, there was now more tummy weight, that's what today is about. So this is incredibly common in midlife, especially for women, but actually both men and women, but especially women. Okay, so I want you to have a think about where it is for you. Okay, because this isn't just belly fat, and it's not just about your weight. So what is menopause belly? Belly fat includes both what we call visceral fat, which is the deep fat around your organs, your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, your kidneys, and which is an active fat. It actually releases hormones and inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. But then there is the subcutaneous fat, the fat under your skin that you can pinch, which is less metabolically active than visceral fat. There's also something called visceral adiposity, which is when you have too much visceral fat, that deep fat. And that is the key driver of metabolic risk, not just your total weight. And that's what I want people to get clear on. So again, two types of fat in this tummy area. The fat you can pinch, the one under your skin, and the deeper fat around your organs, or the visceral fat. And that deeper fat, okay, as I said, is the active, and it influences your inflammation and metabolism. So when your waist changes, there's a reason. Okay, it's not just random. And I just want to say, I want you to when you're looking at your health markers, there's a lot of people just look at BMI, and it's not enough. Your waist circumference and your waist to height ratio often give a much clearer picture than BMI alone, especially for menopausal belly, because those ratios directly reflect visceral fat and metabolic risk, or cardiometabolic risk. Looking at your cardiac health, as we talked last week about cholesterol. So when most women think, I just need to lose weight, but a more accurate way to think about it is, my body has changed how it stores energy, and that shift has a reason. So let me try and help you make sense in your body. So now your hormone fat is, as estrogens, your body shifts from hips and thighs to more central abdominal storage. And this is why women often move from that pear shape to an apple shape. Your metabolism becomes, number two, your metabolism becomes less flexible. Right? There's a term we bandy around called metabolic flexibility, right? So at the same time, midlife often brings more insulin resistance, spoke about that a couple of weeks ago, more stress, poorer sleep, and less muscle mass. And all of these encourage fat storage around the middle. Number 3, stress plays a bigger role than most realize. Cortisol, your stress hormone, directly drives fat storage around the abdomen. So if you're busy, overwhelmed, not sleeping well, which is most of the women I speak to, your body is being pushed towards storing, not releasing. So in summary, the key drivers: estrogen depletion, loss of muscle mass, stress, cortisol, sleep disruption, insulin resistance, and less movement. And this isn't just about stubborn fat. It's a reflection of what's happening inside your system. Now, for those who'd like to know some numbers, I'll just run through this really quickly. Some statistics I looked up. So post-menopausal women have a 15 to 20% of total body weight that is belly fat, right? 15 to 20 versus the 5% in premenopause. On average, visceral fat, that deep fat, increases from 5 to 6, 7% of total body weight to 15 to 20% after menopause. About 40% of postmenopausal women have visceral obesity. Between the ages of 45 and 55, women gain, now this is where some people are going to beg to differ with me. Put no other variances in there, just hormonal shifts, 0.5 kilo a year, and which averages at about 2 to 3 kilo. Some depending on how long your journey goes for, on average, from what I can gain from research, is about 5 kilos across the whole menopause. They say 2 kilo over the time of transition, but that is such a big elastic band. In the 50s, women show, in age group, women show 36% more trunk fat, right? 49% of a more intra-abdominal fat area, and 22% more abdominal subcutaneous fat versus pre-menopause. All of this is quite significant, isn't it? So you're not alone. 65% of women 40 to 59 are obese. 74% of women 60 plus are obese. More weight gained during this transition is stored, unfortunately, as that visceral adipose tissue, that scary tissue fat around your organs. Okay, so it's really, really important to differentiate the pinchable fat and the visceral fat. So this is really important because visceral fat is not just cosmetic. It's not just aesthetics. It's not just how you see yourself in the mirror. Right? Visceral fat is an active endocrine organ that releases, as I said earlier, inflammatory cytokines, free fatty acids, hormones, okay, and adipokines. It's linked with insulin resistance, with rising cholesterol, with inflammation, fatty liver, with blood pressure changes. All of these topics I'm going to be discussing over this Symptom Decoder series that I'm running. So we've already talked about insulin resistance. We've already talked about rising cholesterol. Next week, I think it is, I'm talking about inflammation. Then I'll be talking about blood pressure and fatty liver as well. But also, it worsens a lot of menopausal symptoms like hot flushes, sleep disruptions, fatigue, brain fog. And this is why it often shows up alongside the symptoms we've been talking about. This is not a separate thing. It's all connected. So what does it look like in real life? You might notice your waist circumference, waist measurement increasing, your clothes fitting differently, a deeper, harder belly, stronger cravings, energy dips, waking at 3 o'clock, feeling inflamed or puffy. And it can feel really confusing because it doesn't match the effort you're putting out there. So what I want you to hear, this is not you failing. This is your body adapting. The women who thrives in midlife doesn't just simply calories in versus calories out, doesn't just eat less and push harder. She understands what her body is responding to and how to support it properly. So a few myths that I also want to clear up. You can't spot reduce belly fat. It's not just getting older, and it's not always about eating less. This is about your metabolism, your hormones, your nervous system working together. So if your belly fat is increasing, instead of asking, how do I get rid of this? Ask, what is my body responding to? Is it blood sugar instability? Is it stress? Is it poor sleep? Is it inflammation? And that's where the real work begins, root level. Okay. So what is it you see? My belly is growing, even though I'm not necessarily gaining this. It's like, you might show a couple of kilo on the scales, but it's a whole dress size, okay, or pant size, because you're gaining more fat. Your clothes fit different around your waist. Why is it happening? Estrogen drop, insulin resistance, stress, sleep, visceral fat accumulation around the organs, inflammation, metabolic dysregulation. Right? And you need to see that this isn't you failing, it's your body shifting the storage patterns and seeing, and this is a metabolic signal. And you can restore metabolic flexibility. You need to consider, right, as I say, measuring your waist. The target of your waist circumference is half your height. Right? So if you're 150 centimeters or 160 centimeters, right, half that is what you should be aiming for. Your insulin, your liver, and how much movement you do in a day, right? And how's your sleep quality? So this week I'm going to take this a bit deeper. I'll share what it looks like in real life and how it connects with some of the other symptoms that we've been talking about. On Friday, I'll be bringing it all together in a real life way and answering questions. So let me know if you've got questions about this topic so that I can answer them for you on Friday. But your body, I want you to know your body's not working against you. It's adapting to the environment that it's in. And when you understand that, everything starts to make a lot more sense. I'll see you all who will be around. I'll see you all this week. Ladies who are in my program, I'll see you at 7 o'clock. I'm going to be making one slight change to your morning. I'm going to get you to ask one question in the morning that can completely change your day. Look forward to seeing you at 7. The rest of you ladies, I will see on Friday.